Who are the people who cannot be disciples according to God's plan, according to His criteria? Our text starts at verse 26, but the verse really in this text starts at verse 25. So that's very important when you read the Bible. We'll see what's called the connection, the preceding or previous verses, why He said this. Verse 25 said here, "Now great multitudes went with Him, and He turned and said to them," now the verse 26, our gospel. So, a lot of people now are following Him. So He's talking now to Christians. He's talking now to people who have received Christ. And He said here, multitudes went with Him, and He turned and said to them, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple." If you want to be my disciple, if you want to come after me, this is number one. He cannot be my disciple if anyone comes to me, does not hate his father, mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, his own life. He cannot be my disciple. So he cannot be if we love our wife more than God. So what is this? The Lord is teaching us to hate our family, or something that we have to left our family and parang pabayaan lang, no. He's using here the word hate. In other words, in English, hate here is what we could call it hyperbole, or using a word excess to emphasize the meaning. But the word here, to hate, is to love less. It meant to say, in the simple words, that going to love God more than our families. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Our priority is God. But not saying they have to forsake the family, pabayaan pamilya. No, hindi. When it comes to loyalty and priority, God is our priority. We have to love Him more than our family. So the first thing, if we love more our family more than God, then we cannot. But that's why. Why? Because sometimes one of the hindrances that we cannot obey and follow God because of our family. Maybe they don't understand your calling. Maybe they don't understand what the Lord wants to do. But sometimes our family is the one who would hinder us. That's why the Lord says you have to love God more than them. Maybe they don't understand for a while, but if you love God, follow Him, He will make understand. Paintindihan sa Diyos nun. And He will take good care of them more than you could. And that's saying to abandon a family, not to forsake. No, that's not, because it would violate also violate His commandment to love our families, to supply, to take care of families. So, yung balance mo natin. What He wants us is to love God more than our families. It comes to loyalty. Then another meaning also that God do not want any rival. Yun, no? Kaya may word na hate. It's not once again to hate or be angry for family, no. But He don't want any rival. So, we have to love God. And as I believe, when we obey God and we put Him first, He will take good care of family. Because who really could take care of family? You cannot take care much of a family. Being as a father, as a husband, a family man, I'm limited. God is able. When our children go to school, paumalis ang bahayan, who could protect them? God. Now, there are times that, there's something like an emergency for family. We have to put the family first. Balance. Pero at least it precedes from the foundation that we love God first. There are times that you have to take care of family. There are times that you have to, in our commitment, sometimes some emergency, you have to take care of them. That's not natural. But still in the basis, and God knows that in our heart, that He is really number one. So, first of all, our loyalty and our priority is God. Once again, to balance, it doesn't mean you have to forsake, pabayaan ang pamilya, walang makain, hindi. But our loyalty, willing to obey Him, willing to put Him first. So, if our family is there always, hindering us, don't let the family hinder us in obeying God. You know, if you put Him first, He will take good care of family. He will take good care of that. The cost that we have to pay, sometimes, our family. What does mean? You have to leave, forsake them. No. The Lord only wants that He will be the first, our priority. Number one, our loyalty is in Him first. And the second, who cannot be my disciple? Is in verse 27. And whoever does not bear his cross and come after me, cannot be my disciple. Number two, cannot be my disciple. Who cannot be disciples? Those who will not bear his cross and come after me. What do you mean bear his cross? A life of suffering. A life of self-denial. They're willing to put Him first. We have to learn to die to our own decision, our own plan, and let His plan be done in our lives. Because His plan, in a wider perspective, His plan is better than us. His ways is better than us. So we have to follow Him. All of us has a plan for our life. All of us has a plan for our families. But do you think God's plan is inferior? No. God's plan for us, our families, is more than we could think or imagine. That's why I said, if you are not willing to deny ourselves, if you're not willing to obey me, you cannot be my disciple. If you're always doing what you want, what is good for you, you cannot be His disciples. Remember, the Lord is looking for disciples, not members. And He's looking for that. Those people are willing to deny Himself, to deny His own plan, His ambition. And Lord, what do you want, Lord? What do you want, Lord? Having that faith and trust in God that His plan, and always His plan is better than us, than our plan. So, you cannot be His disciples if you want always to do your own thing. If you will not submit unto Him and die to yourself and let your pride hinder it. And the third said, you cannot be His disciples, is in verse 33. So likewise, whoever does not forsake all that he has cannot be my disciple. So number 3, he cannot be disciple. Number 1, if our family is always first to us, is to tell them about loyalty. Second, if you're willing to live a life of self-denial or willing to submit to Him and obey Him. And the third, that he cannot be my disciple, he said, whoever does not forsake all. What to forsake? Forsake everything of you. Not only your plan, your own ambition, but your time, your talent, your money. The word forsake is you're willing it to give unto Him. And let God, number 1, and follow Him. Forsake everything. Why? God is putting it without something that pahirapan talaga tayo. Hindi. So that we could trust Him. To forsake everything and trust on Him alone. And He is the one. I know what I'm talking here. Because I have experienced when God called me in the full-time ministry. Not all of us are called in the full-time ministry to serve Him, but all of us are called to serve Him. All of us are called to put Him first. All of us are called to have self-denial. All of us are called to forsake everything so that we could put a trust in Him. But not because I'm talking here because I have read it somewhere in another book, or maybe I've heard some testimony. I know what I'm talking. I know. When God called me in a full-time ministry, I have to forsake my dream to be a captain of a ship. Ambition ko yun. Yung kapitan ng barko. And in that, It takes 3 years for me to decide because I don't want, ayoko. Pwede man, Lord, na mag-serve, magtrabaho. Okay, okay yan. Ka-serve, ka-trabaho. Because why I say that? Because I'm so afraid, anong magiging buhay ko? Paano na lang? You supply my needs. Yun ang number 1. that I have fear. Wala akong kakainin. Okay lang, bargain, Lord. Work and then serve. Okay. But I know I'm calling. I have to have full time. It takes me 3 years. And what is a signal now? Because I don't want to hear that word full time. Kung pwede kang, I would break my head. Kung the word full time, Good, I could not remember. But I know it is my calling. Once again, to remind, not all I call him full time, but just for the sake of example, that's my calling. To forsake everything and serve Him. My ambition, my time, my talent, even my money. Then one thing I have seen, I don't have now the joy of doing my work. I love this work. But there's no joy now for 3 years. And I said, Lord, this is it. I know. So, I prepare. Hindi na ako gumastos. Siyempre, prepare. Pagbaba ko, wala na akong trabaho. Prepare. So, I save all my money. My dollars, everything. Hindi ako nag-spend. And I said, Lord, what about my brothers? Ang bargain ko kay Lord, pasakayin mo yung kapatid ko, bababa na ako. If my one brother could also board a ship, he would take care of the family, then I would go down. But nobody. My brother is still waiting for schedule. He said, Lord, it's up to you. So, I go down. And here, exciting here, sometimes one day when I'm praying, you could see in the TV, parang may dumadaan ba? Yeah? Anong tawag doon? May gaagi sa mga mga. I could see figure. Figure? What's that? Amount. What is that? Amount. Then, it comes to my mind. All my money, my dollars, I convert it to pesos. Same amount. So, what the Lord me to do? Give it to the church. Ito nga, save nga ako, Lord eh. Di bali na, but I give my dollars to the church. That's all I have. So I now forsake everything because the Lord want me to trust in Him, not my savings, not my dollars. So, it is a struggle. Are you willing? See? That's what the Lord is talking about here.